We're just fixing the background right now.
Okay.
Donald apa ya? Hi, hello.
Hello.
The rest pun dah pakai. Okay lah. Yeah, I will go inside the car while you're outside.
Hi, Dr. Chong. Are you? I can't hear you, but the background. Are you calling? Are you outdoor in your school, or is it a picture? You are on mute, Dr. Chong.
Right, no, it's
Hey,
a
Dr.
background.
Chong. It's a beautiful, beautiful background.
It's a background. I'm trying to put the logo in here. Okay. Yeah,
Right.
I must remove myself. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, our background, the very beautiful backdrop you are looking at, it is proudly done by Exotic Creation, and Jaden is here in the room with us. So shout out to Jaden.
Hi.
Thanks so much for the wonderful work.
So Shaun, I tried, but I failed. So hence you see my background.
No, all the signatories should not have a background because we can't see.
Cukup ni kalau untuk sejauh ni. Tinggal 50% my plan. Cukup ah?
Okay, we have colleagues from CIC. That must be Andrew there in the cover.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Just trying to set it up for Arif in a second.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Well, the party is getting bigger.
Yes.
I know that we have representative from RTB, so greetings to RTB. Thank you for coming. And we have Faisal Idris. Wow. Hi, Miss Joanne Lee. YB Kairunisa.
YB Kairunisa.
How are you?
Yeah.
And my own brother, CY. Hi.
I only knew you guys were brothers after one of the events that I joined. I didn't even realize it was until somebody pointed out. See, they talk the same, right? Oh, wow.
Who is?
Ramai.
Then, what else?
68 orang. 98 orang.
YB Kairunisa. What is really funny was last week when Aimuni was delivering the certificate. She was so excited, texting me saying that, did you know Haja Nurul and Haja Nurul are sisters?
Yeah.
and it took me 1 year to find out at last year's Youth Empowerment Summit. So,
Hi.
Brunei is
So we
indeed
have-
very small.
yeah, we have 2 Haja Nuruls here. We are 2 minutes to 2:30. So I'm very excited. Are you ready, Natsui?
Yep, go.
Hello, shout out to ISB.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good to see you again. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Hi, Shaun.
Hello.
Okay. Is it okay if our background is like this? McDonald's.
Yes.
Alright.
Perfect.
Is that Fila at McDonald's?
Yes.
Hey, Fila.
Nasri, I have a feeling you will steal the show today.
No, not about me today. Not about me today. We all know that.
Yeah, already it's everyone is so excited to see you.
Super.
Hi, Shaun.
Hey, Pangrasham, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you? Long time no see.
I'm very happy to see you, and thanks so much for your support, Pangrang.
No, pleasure.
Owen 在这里。
Oh, that's a nice office wall. I came to your office, Pangrasham, and I love the big Lego ship.
All right, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm not working for you. I will steal it and bring it home.
So just got a small ship behind me now.
Is that Lego too?
No, unfortunately not.
So Shaun, I think the big Lego was signed by His Majesty.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's correct. So that small piece that he signed is the most valuable.
Yes.
Wow. And everything is still intact. You all make sure that it's all nicely glued and then they come out.
Yes, it's in a glass.
Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Arif.
Hey, good afternoon and assalamualaikum everybody.
Hear you. Are you muted?
Let me adjust the light in here.
We can hear you.
All right.
So, DJ Nasri, we're ready when you're ready, yeah?
Awesome. All right, guys, let's kick it off.
Can you pull it up?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Puan Haja Nurul Akmar binti Haji Muhammad Jafar, Chief Marketing Officer for Bank Islam Brunei Darussalam and host sponsor for this afternoon's event. Colleagues from Bank Islam Brunei Darussalam, Shaun Hoon, Program Curator for BIBD 2021, Yang Berhormat Khairunisa Ashari, Member of the Legislative Council, Dr. Mona Aliana binti Dato Paduka Awang Haji Muhammad Alimin, Head of Edge Unit in the MOE, Puan Zainab Haji Mursidi, Acting Director, Youth and Sports Development Division of the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports, our esteemed sponsors from Total, Brunei Gas Carrier, Brunei LNG, CIC Environmental Services, Insurance Islam Taib, Progressive, Jurong Park Medical Center, McDonald's Brunei, and Tech Guan Holdings. Supporting partners, members of the media, speakers, school representatives, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and welcome to the press conference for the upcoming BIBD Youth Empowerment Summit 2021 event. First and foremost, thank you for taking the time to join us at our event. My name is Nasri Harif. I'll be your host and moderator this afternoon. Now, starting on the 11th of December, a group of local youth will take on a virtual 3-week interactive bootcamp to help guide and shape them to be future impactful leaders of Brunei. Our attendees will be diving into lessons on grit and resilience, leadership, sustainability, and everything in between, all facets to develop resilient future leaders together. Blending local knowledge with international expertise, our attendees won't just be sharing sessions with local speakers and shakers, but those on the international field as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we go on to bless the occasion with a recitation of the Surah Al-Fatiha, I'd like to please invite Hafizul Razik.
Astaghfirullahalazim, astaghfirullahalazim, astaghfirullahalazim. الفاتحة إلى حضرة النبي المصطفى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وإلى أرواح والدينا ووالديكم وإلى أرواح المسلمين والمسلمات كافة أمة الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين صدق الله العظيم.
Amin, 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 ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you very much, Hafizul. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to kick off this afternoon's virtual event to deliver their opening remarks, can I please invite the Chief Marketing Officer from Bank Islam Brunei Darussalam, Puan Hajah Nurul Akmar binti Haji Muhammad Jafar.
Thank you, Nazri. Assalamualaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang berhormat Puan Khairunisa binti Ashari, Member of the Legislative Council. Yang mulia representatives from the Ministry of Education. Yang mulia representatives from the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports, fellow sponsors and supporting partners, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of BIBD, it gives me great pleasure to welcome everyone here today to this virtual press conference to announce the BIBD Youth Empowerment Summit, BIBDS, with theme, Developing Resilient Future Leaders Together. A youth-focused initiative that we hope will inspire positive change by reminding youth that their time is now and they are never too young to make a difference. A lot has happened since the first BIBDS took place in December 2020. Our wish was that we could have convened this summit in person, but circumstances unfortunately do not permit. Nevertheless, we have prepared a program that is no less engaging, no less inspiring, and inshallah, just as impactful and eye-opening as last year's. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the Center for the Development of Gifted and Talented Education, EDGE, from the Ministry of Education, whose goals align very closely to ours, and that is to monitor and develop students who are identified as gifted and talented in Brunei Darussalam as future leaders for the nation. Please also allow me to express my gratitude to the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports, whom we have continued to work closely with and whose passion for energizing and empowering the youth matches our own, always befitting the partnership that underscores the whole of nation approach. Let me also welcome our new summit partners and sponsors, Brunei Gas Carriers, BGC, Insurance Type, as well as our friends from Total, Brunei Energy, CSC Environmental Services, Progressive, Jurudong Park Medical Center, McDonald's Brunei and Tech One Holdings, as well as private benefactors. We thank you for supporting this cause and look forward to working with you in ensuring that this event will be a resounding success. Ladies and gentlemen, as a bank that is Bruneian at heart, the development of youth and ensuring that the younger generation are made to feel empowered, inspired, and motivated to make a change is a cause that is close to our hearts. Earlier in October, we launched our sustainability framework, which will see the bank commit a target Brunei dollars $2 billion towards sustainability funding by 2030. The framework, which will be aligned to the as well as the UN Sustainable Development Goals, is BIBD's contribution, among others, to mobilize society, especially the private sector, ensure that the future of the planet is in all our hands. With the global movement and increasing awareness on sustainable living, through the sustainable framework, BIBD strives to be catalyst of change by being a responsible business that actively works to make the world a better and greener place. Our framework combines with what we are doing through BIBDS is hope to lay the foundations of success for our future generation. That not only will our youth be equipped with the skills, drive, and passion to change our world and make a difference, but that they are supported at every step of the way by the government of His Majesty and Yang di-Pertuan Negara Brunei Darussalam, government agencies, the private sector, and the society in general. Inshallah, the partnerships that built within their generation and across different generations will take Brunei closer and closer towards achieving Brunei Vision 2035. And we hope BIBD and all stakeholders here supporting BIBDS will be able to play a part in this. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Puan Haja Nurul. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we go on to the next piece of our program, I'd just like to remind everyone to please mute their microphones in case they're in areas that they might be a little bit noisy. So, ladies and gentlemen, to give us an overview of what our attendees will be covering and experiencing over the next few weeks, could I please invite to deliver a few words, Program Curator for BIBDS 2021, Shaun Hoon.
Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you Natsri for the introduction. I want to start by acknowledging the sponsors. Let me read the introductory remark. Good afternoon, Puan Haja Nurul Akmal binti Haji Muhammad Jafar, the Chief Marketing Officer of BIBD, who is our host sponsor for this afternoon, and the colleagues of BIBD. Yang Muhammad Khairunisa Ashahari, member of the Legislative Council, Dr. Mona, head of the Edge Unit, Puan Zainab Haji Moshidi, acting director of the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports, our esteemed sponsors, the members of the press, the school principals and the school representatives, and the students. Good afternoon and welcome to the launching of our BIBD Youth Empowerment Summit. As the program curator for this afternoon's press conference, I am giving myself 10 minutes to cover what has been done for the last 3 months in preparations for the Youth Empowerment Summit. So I will try to make sure that this 10 minutes is as painless as possible so that you all can get on to the main highlight of the afternoon. Now, today I'm going to answer 3 questions in my speech. The first one is, what is the main difference between this year's Youth Empowerment Summit and the last year's Youth Empowerment Summit? Number 2, the big question, is how are we going to hold everyone's attention over 3 weeks, where everyone is having Zoom fatigue? And my third point that I'm going to answer is what will be our program highlight. Now, the first one, what's the difference between this year and last year? As Puan Haja Nurul alluded to, as much as we wish, we cannot be physically together. So, this is the first time ever we would be having participants as young as year 8, all the way up to 25-year-old. So the spectrum of diversity is very, very wide. We are going to have 180 core students from MOE's EDGE program. EDGE stands for Center for the Development of the Gifted and the Talented Education. So these 180 people will go through 3 weeks of intensive boot camp, whereby they will be formed into small groups and they will be asked to deliberate, to debate, and to come out with a presentation once a week before the entire audience of about 700 people from Brunei. So this 3 weeks versus 2 days program is going to be a lot more interactive, a lot more intensive, and it's going to be a lot more impactful. We are looking at a total of 700 participants that is made up of 35 different schools from Brunei, thanks to all 10 of our sponsors who have generously donated their money and their effort for it. Now, come to the big question. How are we going to keep the students' attention over the virtual school, and how are we going to make an impact? I think that we have found the answer here by switching side. They say that the best teacher, the best way of learning anything is really to make someone to teach. So, we are making, 9 groups of students diving deep into specific topic, and then we are making them to teach all of us. So I think that would be extremely, extremely fun. And I think that would be extremely insightful. And what is more to that is each of these teams that we are breaking down into, they would be coached and mentored by, by a representative from our sponsors. The sponsors this year are taking it so seriously. We have the general manager. I am still here. We have the general manager and country chair of Total, who has put his name up. Mr. Jerome Sanies, who has put his name out and say, "Hey, I'm going to mentor the young people on the topic of emotional intelligence and grit." We have a strong lineup of mentors from our sponsors, with the main goal of putting the theories into the real world, into the real application, in sharing with the young people that, hey, this is what you learn in principle, and how is it going to be applicable in real life. So that, I think, would be something that is precious, that the young people can bring along with them, to the workforce. Next to it, I would like to highlight our program highlight for this year. Our theme this year, as Haja Nurul mentioned, is on resilience. So this is, I know that you all would have heard so many times on the topic of resilience by organizers, both in Brunei and around the world. And why are we, still holding on to this topic? And the reason is very, very simple. We need the skill to be resilient. We need the skill to manage adversity now than ever before. Now, what is the twist in our program, you may ask? Yeah, what is so special about it? Now, the special sauce, I must tell you, is that on our very last day, we have a long lineup of people from the social enterprise, from CSR background, who will be here with us, sharing about social impact. So we are teaching them how to recover from setback. Yeah, and one step further is, how do you take the next step to use whatever leadership skills that you have acquired to go out there and make a difference to the community. Now, let me drop some big names here for you all to be very afraid of. We have Miss Lailatu Zubaida, who is here with us. Hi, Zubaida, who will be our speaker. We have, she'll be talking about managing adversity. And then we have, Brunei's favorite DJ, Natsri Harif, who will be teaching us on the art of people. That's a fancy name for, developing your people skill. And then we have our Legislative Council, young YB Khairunisa Ashari, as well as Brunei's Climate Change Secretariat, Ms. Dina Yaya, who has just been back from COP26 to bring us the latest outlook on what we have to do as a community to make a difference, and then to climate change. And then we have, people from the NGOs, young youth leaders, Dina alias Afika Zailani. Dina alias is for My SDG Brunei. Afika Zailani will be talking about volunteerism beyond borders. She represents ASEAN Youth Advocate Network. And Shini Chia, Shini would be, she's the co-founder for Community for Brunei. So, in terms of our local lineup, I think that this is one of the strongest that we have assembled yet. I will not touch on our international speaker. I will wait until the Q&A session when I introduce about them to you. I hope that you all have seen some of the materials and click on some of the YouTube link. These people are no joke. I know that I've just passed my 10 minutes mark. Let me finish this by thanking very important people. I want to acknowledge our host sponsor, BIBD, for once again playing host to the event. And not only that, for all the guidance that BIBD has for us in making this, a second year of hopefully a very big success in making an impact to young people. I want to thank the sponsors who have supported us since our very first year 3 years ago in GIS in 2019, we have our double platinum sponsor, who is Total, who was there from day one. We have BLNG, CIC Environmental Services, and Progressive, who have been instrumental in making the first youth empowerment event possible. Until right now, they are still with us. Yeah, and then I want to acknowledge 5 new sponsors that have come on board to support us. They are our platinum sponsor, Brunei Gas Carrier, Insurance Islam Thai, our gold sponsor, Jurudong Park Medical Center, and our silver sponsors, McDonald's and Tech One Holding. And last but not least, allow me to convey our heartiest gratitude to the Ministry of Education, as well as Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports for their endorsement and their strong support, along with all the other supporting partners, supporting organizations that have made it possible. So thank you, and back over to you, Nasri.
Thank you very much, Shaun. Very exciting things to come. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just to act as a little bit of a teaser for what to expect over the next few weeks, we've got a short video on the highlights of BIBD Yes 2021. Enjoy. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Now,